Hi, this is Lori. My art friends call me Paint Girly, and that's the name of my YouTube channel. And recently I have been invited by Tanya McGuire, and her YouTube channel is Tanya McGuire, to be part of a group of 6 ladies who receive a package in the mail with 6 items in it to create a piece of art, either a journal page or maybe a standalone book. Whatever we like, that's our choice. But we need to use 3 of the 6 items. And this is round 2 of hashtag Same 6 Wednesday. So this is my first video. I'm excited, but also a little nervous. So I'm starting with the items that I am sending the other 5 ladies. I did receive my first package in the mail today. I may do that video tomorrow, but I wanted to get a jump on my videos so that I can get them to Tanya in a good time so she can do what she needs to do to then have them posted. And what you'll be able to do is to hop from video to video and to see how each artist handles the items that they've been sent. So I believe I'm slotted for March. So if that stands, this is the items that the ladies will work on for the March project. I sent them a digital download that I purchased, and then this postcard, a craft colored star, the frame of a slide projector, feather not included, 3 little daisy appliques that I received from BB Craft, and then a piece of this wide, I guess you would call it lace. It looks like it's crocheted, but I'm sure it's machine crocheted. I've got a great big wheel of this, and I had at some point coffee stained it, so I sent each lady a piece of this. And then I was at Goodwill, I guess it's probably been 2 weeks now, and found a journal that was plain white. It had really great pages in it, had really no markings in it at all. And I thought, I'm going to take that home and use that for my Same 6 Wednesday pages, because I'm going to do journal pages. So I covered it with a piece of fabric. I still have the inside to finish. Oh, my camera is blurring. I'm sorry. I'm not sure why it's doing that on me. But let me see. I'm going to go to page 3. I coffee stained my pages. And now I'm going to dive in and hopefully create something that looks, kind of cute. I'm going to take a piece of, I have some. I think I'm just going to grab this because it's handy. I hadn't thought about. I try to think ahead of some things that I might like to work. Oh, this will work with. But I want to protect my pages underneath. So I'm just going to slip a little piece of watercolor paper under there that I've been using. And that'll keep any kind of glue or anything from getting to my pages underneath. So I've got my 6 items. I'm only required to use 3, and I can add other things as well. So I wanted to treat my plain papers, and that's why I decided to coffee dye them. I'm thinking I want to make a pocket with my postcard. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this because I want to use the part with the stamp. Now let's see. This measures, this is a new cutting board, so I've kind of got to go. Okay, so 5.5 it looks like. So I think I'm going to just eyeball this. And I'm going to go there. So I can use this as a little tag to put in my the pocket that I'm going to create. And I think I'm going to go ahead and trim this down a little bit. I don't think I want it to be a super deep pocket because the page isn't that huge. So I'll get those two little cuts out of the way. And I got out my Tim Holtz Distress Vintage Photo ink pad because I know I'm going to want to ink my edges. Now this I want to make look like a tag, so I'm going to cut my, now I don't have the little puncher or tool that cuts the edges. So I usually just take an already tag and use it as a guide to cut my corners to make them look like a tag. Because I'll tell you what, no matter how I try to do that by hand, not happening. I always get them, they look crazy, they're not even, and it makes me really anxious. So I just use an already tag shape to then cut my sides. It works very well for me. Now I'm going to punch a little hole using my hole puncher. So I've got that out of the way. Now I want to ink this. So I'm going to use my little applicator, my little ink applicator that's quite worn. Do both sides while I'm at it. I think it's time for me to get a new sponge on my little blending tool. I'm not sure what I might do with that piece, but even if I don't use it in this project, I can use it in something else because it's nice. Now I'm not liking that this is uneven. See, I've got this side of the card is for your address, and this is way out of whack. So I'm going to snip a little bit off of this other end. Let me just see what I've got here. I've got two. So I'm going to want to go this way. And I'm not too much for measuring, kids. I got to tell you. This is probably not going to be perfect, but it's not too bad. I'll just trim a little bit more off of this side. I don't really need this to be huge. Just a skosh, as my friends from upstate Pennsylvania would say. Just a skosh more. All right, so I'm going to put those little bits aside, and then I'm going to go ahead and ink my edges of my postcard. I have no idea where I'm going with this. Now, of course, I put these items together, but I didn't want to think about it too much. I kind of wanted to do this spontaneously. And I do want to ink these. These are a little kind of bright. Make sure I get the right side. And I might even take these apart. I'm not sure yet. But I just like to hit them with a little bit of my ink. I'm sure you could coffee dye these as well, but I didn't do that for the gals because I thought they could decide what they wanted to do. And then I'm going to go ahead and also ink my star. Now I did pull out a few stamps. So I'm not quite sure which direction I'm going to go, but I think I'm going to definitely be tearing this piece of paper. Now, when I initially looked at this, I was thinking I might like to frame one of my daisies down here. This star is giving me fits here. It's a second or third time I almost knocked it off my desk. And I'm going to put the Made in the USA portion facing up. And I think I'm going to go like that. And I think I want to tear it this way. Now I could use a ruler. I think I want it a little rougher than that. I don't have one of those cool rulers that has the what do they call it? The deckled edge. It's kind of wavy. And I'm going to work on this side of the page. This is the first time I'm putting anything in this book. Like I said, the pages were blank, and I went through and I coffee dyed them. But I think I want this, maybe not the whole flower. So I'm gonna tear this. You know, sometimes things don't tear the way that you want. And so that's always curious. Tossing my phone out of the way there. To go ahead and, so maybe I'll do that. And I'm going to come down through here. Of course, I'm going to take that white off. And I want this little guy. Probably could have ripped that a little better. So let's plan on adding a second little piece there since I manhandled my flower. Now, some of the girls, when I watched their videos from last year, they recorded and really didn't speak and then did a voiceover at the end. But I don't know how to do that. So I'm just kind of winging it here. Maybe I'll put my pocket down here. I'll put this up here. I'm going to put this here. And then I've got all this other cool stuff that I can use. And I have to be mindful of my time because when I was watching the other ladies do their videos, gosh, it seemed like they had more time. And I'm thinking, gosh, my time seems to go so quickly. See, I want this to go in here. Am I driving you crazy yet? The ruler does work better because you can get a nice tear with all this, without all this white stuff. I think what I might do is use this. Let's see, I don't really want that hole, but maybe I can use this star as a stencil. See, I don't want that, I don't want the ink to go in that hole. So let's scrunch this up a little bit because I don't have to use the star per se, right? I do love this vintage photo. I use it almost exclusively. I think I like just the name better than that other. He's sticking in my sweater and everything. He just likes me. A lot of times I'll be working on something and then I glued something down and I think, oh man, I forgot to ink my edges. So I'm trying to be very aware of that so I don't forget. I do love inked edges, I have to say. All right, so if I put that there, put this here. I can't get that to really tear quite the way I want. All right, let me put a few more. I'm going to want to tear this in a little bit more. I feel like I'm on speed dial. Okay, I want to do a few more of my stars down this way. And then I have a great big script stamp because I can use things that weren't in the envelope or that I sent. So let me get a little bit of script on here. Now it doesn't have to be real dark. I'm just going to start. Oh my goodness. I think I had something on. Oh, I think my ink pad is coming apart. It's almost like it's maybe a little dry rotted. Isn't that interesting? Well, that's a little extra texture I wasn't counting on. Just little hints of something else going on the page. Looks like a hot mess right now, doesn't it? All right, now I'm not much for glue stick, so I'm going to use my little trusty glue applicator here that I generally keep Mod Podge in. I do like Mod Podge for glue. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just start gluing stuff down because I feel like I'm running out of time. So let's do this. Definitely anxious to see what the other ladies come up with my items. All right, so I just gonna put my pocket down here like this. Let me put this one here. Now I'll trim off this edge so it's not sticking out of my book. Give that a trim. And then I want to go, I think, this way and put my frame here. This is, of course, very simple, and I could add additional things. I didn't pull in any buttons, but geez, I'm thinking about a button. Thinking about a button. I wanted to get my lace in here. Maybe I'll put my lace over there. All right, I'm going to put my pocket here. And I only want to do the 3 sides. And I want to cover up the bottom of my flower there so that my flower looks like it's coming out of the pocket. That might look cute there. I'm going to go ahead and glue my frame, slide projector frame down. I love these. My mom had a ton of these in her basement, waiting to go out in the trash. And I'm like, no, don't throw them out. What I didn't get was a piece of fiber for my tag. As I'm looking around here, I have a whole tin somewhere of little bits, but I guess we'll go with a piece of twine because that's what was readily available. And I did put my glue gun on, at least I think I did. So I think maybe I'll put this little bow somewhere. My workroom's a little cool. I have a hard time these last few days as it's gotten chillier here for things to glue down. Well, yeah, like that. So of course, so I didn't punch that hole right away. It'd be easier to glue my little bow on. that in my pocket. I think I do like this over here. Let's just see. That really could be another pocket, couldn't it? So I'm going to grab my Fabri-Tac, which that will really help me glue this down really a lot easier than my... So I'm just going to go around the corner here. Like that. And I'm hoping that I can, here it is. See if I can do this without making it sound like someone's crashing through the wall. Get my tin of bits of fabric because I want to get a piece of cheesecloth. I think I want to put a little piece of cheesecloth right down here. And I'm coming up on 30 minutes. So I think what I need to do is take a piece of acetate and slide behind my little pocket here so I don't glue this straight through. Of course, that's not cooperating. Let's see if I can get that in there a little better. All right, that'll work better. So I'm going to put a little bit of my Fabri-Tac here. Actually, this doesn't say Fabri-Tac. It's by the same company. They tell me it's the same. It works the same. It's great stuff. This one's called Magnatac. Now I had my little daisies. Oh, here they are. Here they are. And I'm just going to add those on. I'm going to give that a little bit to dry. And these are not the best scissors for cutting fabric. So let me get my little Timmy scissors. And I'm going to trim. You know what? I'm going to turn my book because this works better for me. And I'm going to trim my page right there. I'm going to re-ink that edge. And then I want to trim here as well. I might need to add some additional glue. Let's see how this holds up. Right. And I have my little ink pad. And I think I would like to, well, I'm going over a little bit. Just come in here. And really darken up my edges a little bit. So this was my first hashtag Same 6 Wednesday project. I'm fairly pleased with it. I think it looks kind of cute. I'm a little disappointed with how my stamp picked up those bits from my stamp pad. I don't know how that happened. But other than that, I think it turned out fairly well. So I used one item here, my postcard, item 2. Item 3 was my frame. And then I've got item 4, which was my piece of lace. Item 5, my daisies. So, and I used my star as a stencil. So I used all 6. And that's it for me for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, in the description box below, there are links for the other videos. Just click on the next link and it'll take you to the next artist's project with these same 6 items. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the series. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.